I felt like we have this really cool relationship, and I think I can be a part of what makes you happy. And so I want to do what...
No, keep going.
I have to look away. You have to look away.
Open up, UOPN.
Hi guys, I'm Hannah.
I'm Sadie.
And we're not straight. Welcome back to our channel.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We wanted to give a quick shout out to folks who have subscribed to our Patreon. If you haven't done that yet, you can check it out in the description. And yeah, we wanted to give a quick shout out to
Jill P,
Ana Barbara,
Annie M,
Lucy B,
Jackie K,
Bridie H,
BG Rilecki,
Amelia,
Bevis,
Frenchie K.
and Sip Insanity. So thank you so much, you guys. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah, thanks for helping out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. Other ways to support us, if you can subscribe and turn on that notification bell, you'll get notified every time we post a new video. And if you can comment or like or dislike if you don't like it, but just engaging with this video helps us out a ton. So any of that is much appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have had so many questions related to this topic throughout the time that we have done videos. So we wanted to touch on it specifically regarding the lead up to our relationship.
The pre-relationship.
Yes, the pre-relationship. What else were we supposed to say?
It's probably good.
Okay.
You can see, judging by the title that we haven't decided on yet, that this video is about how we knew we were in love, how I knew I loved her when we weren't dating yet.
Yeah. So we've talked so much about being friends before we were dating, and about the fact that that we had to kind of overcome a lot to start dating. And so there have been a lot of questions about our relationship and how we knew this was the one that we wanted when we had other relationships that we were in before dating each other, and we were already friends. And so like, how did we know that that was going to turn into something more? So
Yeah.
this is how.
This is how. We're gonna give like examples and know that there are dozens more of these, but these are some of the most salient ones.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want her to see this because I didn't tell her what these are.
It's a surprise.
For me, one of the things that was so cool was the fact that we connected so well, even though our personalities are basically total opposites. Like, Hannah's super genuine, super sensitive. I'm incredibly sarcastic all the time. Hannah is someone who is very introverted and likes to have like a small circle of friends that she hangs out with in like low-key settings, and I am like as extroverted as I can be and love to be like out with bunches of people. Hannah loves to like keep it pretty low-key at home, like hang out at home, and she's like pretty content to do all those things. And I'm like, I would go out every day if I could. So those are just some ways that our personalities are different, and that comes out in so many different aspects of our lives. But I find that oftentimes I connect really well with people who are similar to me because they have similar interests, and that just was never the case with us. We were always like pretty much on the same wavelength, and we got along super well, even though we were kind of polar opposites. And I know people say opposites attract, and I don't think that that's necessarily true. But I mean, like, we all know people who are like, it's like the two people in the relationship are like the same person, you know?
Yeah. And I never thought about it in that regard. A lot of your friends are like you. Like, a lot of your closest, longest, dearest friends are also like kind of entertaining types. The entertainer, that's the first thing I thought of, with like personality types. But yeah, like extroverted and fun and gregarious and sarcastic, and that was never something that I even noticed. Like, I never noticed that we were complete opposites and therefore would be into a lot of different things.
Yeah. And I think honestly that was part of what like intrigued me so much about you, was the fact that I felt like you are incredibly genuine, and that draws people to you, and that's you know, what drew me to you. I could connect with you really well because you are very open and vulnerable with people, and you do that purposefully, and you want other people to feel comfortable doing that as well, which worked for me. Like, I always have felt comfortable with you, and I score. But that was kind of like what intrigued me, and then I don't know, I just stayed because I liked it.
Okay, that leads me to the first one I want to talk about. I was going to do it second, but it seems relevant right now. You don't take yourself too seriously. And I think that was so attractive to me. I take myself very seriously, or at least historically I have. And I think it's something that I'm working on. But there was something so freeing about being around you, because you just moved through life. You moved through life in a way that felt like welcoming and easy breezy, beautiful and warm and like fun. Everything was fun with you, and I think it helped me, I don't know, it helped me relax. Like, being around you relaxed me, because so many of the people that I had surrounded myself with were like me and took things very seriously. And that's kind of how I grew up as well. So, I don't know. There's a lot of beauty in that, and I think there was a lot of love there too.
Oh, so good. Okay. Okay, actually that connects to the next one that I was going to talk about. I feel like you have always balanced me, like, in a really cool way. It is hard for me to not be defensive sometimes when other people challenge me to be, like, less sarcastic, or to take things a little more seriously, or any number of the things that I am, like, you know, very much this way, and someone else is like, let's bring it back to the center a little bit. I'm always kind of like, no, this is how I am, and I'm, like, kind of stubborn that way, but I have always really respected you, and I think that you balance me in a way that makes me feel comforted, that you're not invalidating my, like, identity or any part of my personality or anything, but also you make me more genuine, you make me more sensitive, you make me more sincere, like, in being around you. And I am still very sarcastic, and that's never gonna go away. Sorry. But, like, I have learned to maybe take myself a little bit more seriously, and maybe honor my emotions in a way that isn't laughing at myself sometimes, and respect the emotions of people around me, or the experiences of people around me, in the same way. And that was something that that is something that I have always struggled with, because my first instinct is to just make a joke out of something, or, you know, deal with stuff with humor. And while I think that has a place, and that's, like, a coping mechanism, and it's totally valid, it's hard for me not to do that, because it's vulnerable, and I think that you have challenged me to do that. So that's just, like, one example, and I think that's a really big one for me, because it happens all the time. But I think that you balance me really well, and I don't feel afraid to be challenged by you. Like, I don't think that if you are like, hey, why don't you not do that anymore, that I'm gonna be like, oh, no. You know, like, I don't feel super defensive around you. Not that you would ever say anything like that, because you're very much more gentle, suave.
It would take me like 10 minutes to get there. I'd be like, what if? Maybe.
That's totally it. Every time she says, what if? I'm like, oh man, here it comes. A gentle correction.
Oh God. I'm so predictable. Okay, so that actually reminds me of the first one that I had thought for you. We worked together, right? So a lot of the time that we spent together was within that context, and you are always so good at being willing to admit that you don't know everything, and you have so much humility, and you're the first one to say, like, I don't know the answer, but let's just try this. And if it doesn't work, it's fine. It's not embarrassing. It's not a big deal. You don't know, I don't know. Okay, cool. Let's just give it a shot. Yeah, I really loved that. And I love it still. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, I think lastly, and maybe this is like the cherry on top, or like maybe it's the cake on the bottom, I'm not sure. Do you put cherries on top of cake? Ice cream. It's the ice cream. This is like the meat of it.
The meat of the ice cream?
I'm mixing metaphors. This is like the most important part.
Okay.
I think that we have always been, so like all of those things are awesome. And I have found those characteristics in friends before, and that's why I'm drawn to certain friends. But the thing that like took it over the top for me in terms of loving you and being in love with you and wanting to have a relationship with you more than just being friends was the fact that we were super compatible, and that for all the reasons that we have just talked about, and that I wanted you, like, I respect you and I want you to be happy, and I felt like we have this really cool relationship, and I think I can be a part of what makes you happy, and so I want to do what
No, keep going.
I have to look away. You have to look away. I think that was it, though. I think I wanted to be like what makes you happy, and I wanted to be the person I wanted to be the one who you turn to say like, this is what I need, and I would be like, yes, absolutely. And we've talked about this before, but neither of us, I think, believe in like falling in love and like you like trip and fall and then oops, you're in love. Like, it doesn't really happen that way. You make choices that build that.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be the person, I wanted to choose to be in love with someone who it was like all of these characteristics that I'd had. You know, I've had friends that are super genuine. I've had friends that challenge me in a really edifying way, but you had like everything, and so I wanted that with you.
My heart just went pitter patter a little bit. This is crazy. Can I do my last one that I had? I haven't had to check my notes once because you keep just leading me exactly to the next thing that I was going to talk about.
Maybe we are the same person.
That was like a boy band breakdown where they're all like close to the camera. Anyway. Okay. I wanted to be with someone who I felt was crazy about me. I think I agree about not falling in love. Sometimes relationships can start that way, but I don't think that they stay that way.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had spent a decent amount of time in a relationship where I was often worried about that, worried that my love wasn't reciprocated fully, or at least not in the ways that I could feel. And I think that was different with you even when we were just friends. It felt like you showed up for me. It felt like you made the effort for me, and you listened to me, and you cared about me. And it was something that I'd never experienced before you. And that was I think, the game changer for me. That was ultimately it. That was when I decided, like, no, I choose this. I choose her. Because I had never felt so, like, seen and cared for and understood. So.
I see you. I care for you.
I feel naked in front of you. I was gonna make a joke, but you ruined it. Sorry. If all of those things are exactly true with you and your best friend, you're probably in love. Okay, really though. So to come back around to this question, how do I know if it's right, or if I'm in love with my best friend, or how do I know if I should say something? You never know. Spoiler alert. There's never going to be like a right answer, a wrong answer. It's a choice. It's a choice that you have to make, and it's something that can absolutely be worth it.
Yeah. And you can be in, I mean, I feel like this is true still. Like, I think there are probably countless people that each of us could be in love with if we worked at it. And I don't think that they have to be the same type of person that the other is for us right now. Because they are, like, it's a choice to be in love with someone. It is work to be in a relationship with someone. Anyone who has been in a long-term relationship will likely say the same thing. There are certain things that are just super natural and super easy, and that's awesome. But there are times when it's really challenging, when you feel like, okay, I could maybe be better off on my own or whatever, but maybe not better off. Like,
no,
I could be,
that's true. Like
I could be content on my own.
Yeah.
But you make the choice. Excuse you.
This is our puppy.
Hi, cutie. Thanks.
But yeah, you make the choice to stay with this person, to work at it, because it amplifies who you are. I think that I'm a fine person on my own, but for all the reasons that I mentioned before, I think Hannah makes me so much better. I think she challenges me to be a better person because of how she compliments me, and you need to go. You have somewhere to be?
Sorry.
Come on.
Play with this. There you go, buddy.
So anyway, that's how I knew I was in love with Hannah.
Yeah. If you want to hear us talk more about love, we have a love episode. We'll link it in the description. And also, if you want to hear more about why we are madly in love with one another, we have a girlfriend appreciation video that we will also link down below.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
You guys are the realest. You're the best. And we'll see you on Friday and then again on Sunday.
Bye. This is our dog.
Say hi.
Jill.
Sure.
Say hi.
Hi. Can you shake? Can you shake? Good. I don't have a treat. I'm the worst.
Jill, say bye.
Say bye, honey. Bye.